welcome to my channel 25th and South. My name is Cece and today I'm doing my very first speed build video. Now for my speed build video, I decided what I wanted to do was to go back through my catalog, dig through my library, and find one of my very first houses that I created here on The Sims 4 and then remodel it. So I found this tiny house that I created that is okay. It's a mess. So as you can see, just a lot of stuff's going on with it. The outside has like 2 different brick colors. The roof is ridiculous. There's no landscaping. There aren't even stairs. So how my poor little Sim Robin is supposed to even get in this house, I have no idea. But let's go inside, see what is going on in here. So you walk through the front door here, and you have the living room to your left. As you can see, this is when I just had base game, so just some base game furniture here. We have the happy little kitchen area, which I'm not really mad at the kitchen. I like it. I know it's small, but I kind of like the size of it. I think it's a good size for a kitchen. There's enough cooking space. I'm not exactly sure how my Sims are supposed to sit down because there's really no room for them to walk. Got a nice little office set up here. Let's go to our first room. I think is a kid's room, specifically a toddler room. A toddler room with a backpack for a child because my toddlers are mad advanced, I guess. Not sure how the little baby is supposed to get to their toys because everything is blocked. Okay, let's move on to the next room. The next room is the adult room, which isn't too terrible. Not too bad. There's a happy little walk-in closet here, which I think I put together well. I've got both female or feminine and male clothes in here, or masculine clothes in here. The room itself is pretty feminine, so maybe it's a single mom that just, you know, likes to explore both her masculine and feminine side. And then we have this bathroom that is big bathroom for no real reason. And considering we have a toddler, we do not have a toilet for that toddler. So let's go to the backyard. There is no backyard. No backyard, no access to the backyard, no nothing. So I am going to get into build mode and I'm going to get to building. And my idea is to take the funds that I already have along with the funds that my Sim Robin has, her 20,000 starter game, and I'm going to remodel this house. And I'm not going to really change the size of it. I'm on one of the smallest lots in Newcrest. I think it's a 30 by 20. It might be a little smaller than that, but I think it's a 30 by 20 lot in Newcrest, and I'm just going to work with that space. And I'm going to see if I can redo this house and make it a little bit more functional. I'll add some of my new game pack stuff that I've acquired over the years, and I'm just gonna do it up. So we'll jump right into the speed build now. Okay, so we're jumping into the speed build, and first I'm just trying to figure out a new layout for the build, trying to make it a little bit more livable, make the rooms better size. I did move the bathroom to in between the 2 bedrooms because I felt that that was more realistic. I also created a space for closets, and I decided to go ahead and make the living and kitchen an open plan because since it is a smaller build, it's easier to play in that when the rooms are open plan. I am moving on to the exterior and just kind of working on the roof. The roofing took so much time. It's easier for me to build a roof when I'm starting a build from scratch, but with me just trying to kind of remodel, it took me a while to sort of figure out exactly how I wanted the roofing to be. I did leave all my attempts in just so that you can sort of see my process. Yeah, it just me just sort of fiddling with a roof and using this piece and that piece. It was it was ridiculous, but I did figure it out in the end. Yeah, just so many different attempts. I think roofing is probably for me the hardest part of any build. I'm not the best builder in the world, but definitely building, doing roofs is just, it can be such a hassle. There are awesome tutorials that kind of teach you how to do roofing. So I've gotten a little bit better. Here I did decide to do sort of a carport area, and that is sort of what helps me figure out how I wanted the roof to be. Once I added that in there, just something kind of clicked and I realized that, oh, I want to put this here. Also kind of putting that little entryway at the front helped as well, just sort of figure out how I wanted to work with the space. I decided to kind of close off the entryway a little bit just to give it a little bit more of a architectural sort of appeal. Plus, I imagine that if we had bikes or something like that, you'd stick it in that corner and it's kind of hidden away. I did want to use a bay window, however, I did get rid of it because it didn't go quite with the color scheme that I decided. I did like the red, however, I felt with the smaller build, lighter colors would make it feel or seem a little bit bigger. So I just went with this base game beige siding, and I believe that brick comes from Bowling. And then I move on to the windows, and I decided to use these Get Famous windows. Get Famous windows and doors are probably my absolute favorites in the game. They're just so pretty and they go with any kind of build. So I'm just sort of getting in there. I did decide to use this base game sliding door. I felt it was just more realistic. As you can see, I'm still fiddling with this bathroom, but that ended up being the best size. I use these base game doors. I love that it came in so many different swatches now since the recent update, but I did use probably the original swatches. I decided to make the walls a lighter color as well as the floor because I thought this house could be a rental. Therefore, usually in rental, walls and doors or walls and floors are more neutral. I did decide to use these saucer lights and I sized them down. How to size them down is you just use control bracket. So you use control bracket to the left to size down and control bracket on the right to size up. So now I'm moving on into the kitchen. I decided to use base game counters and appliances just for the budget, and I decided to go with a galley kitchen style because I felt it just fit the build better. I did use move objects, and a move objects cheat, if you go and you press Control Shift C, you'll open the cheat bar, and then you just type in bb.move objects and then hit enter, and that way you can freely move around the objects and place them wherever you like. And as you can see, I'm just sort of figuring out what kind of cabinets and things I'm wanting to use. I did like the idea of an island, so I put an island there. I added a window just to open up that space a little bit more. First I thought that I would put a little office space over here, but then decided against it because I wanted to add a kitchen table and chairs here. Now I do sort of move the kitchen and chairs kitchen table and chairs around a little bit because I wanted my Sims to be able to go and sit down. And so I'm also trying to figure out, while I'm putting this kitchen together, I'm also trying to figure out where the living area room's going to be. I don't like dead space, but I also don't like tight spaces. I did test this build out, so your Sim should be able to move around all the spaces. I did start off with very beige neutral colors until I sort of figured out the personality of the Sim, but I do come up with that in the end. I think when I put down the rug, it just sort of clicked what kind of colors I should use in this space. And I did use this Get Famous rug. It comes in so many different swatches, and all of the colors seem to go well with a lot of the other packs. So I did use this, I believe it's Parenthood two-seater couch or love seats, and then I used this Get Famous lounge because the yellow of that chair and the yellow in the pillow on the couch, they just fit so well together. I decided to go with the laundry day console because it just looks like that would be a space where it has DVDs and extra blankets and all your electronics and things like that, and it just seemed really realistic. I love putting the little jukebox there. I love watching the little toddlers dance. It also helps with their movement. And since I didn't have room for an office, I went ahead and just put a laptop on that counter. I love putting toys and things in the living room area because it's realistic. And now we're moving on to the kids' bedroom, and I decided to keep it sort of pinky and yellowy, so it could be for a girl Sim or it could just be for a Sim who just loves those colors. I'm kind of figuring out what sort of dressers I want to use. I mostly use base game items in this room. I think the only thing that's not base game is that cat toy, which is from Cats and Dogs, and maybe some wall art that I'll put up later. Oh, and this Get Famous chair, because I think that yellow goes well with the yellow in the bed. That is also the only room with a bookcase, so if you want to read books, you go to the kids' room. And now we're moving on to the adult room. As I said, I did put a walk-in closet in this space. There I am, sizing down those saucers again, saucer lights. I went with a lighter color, and I decided to keep the bedroom sort of neutral. I don't know if two Sims live here or just one, but I figured if there are two Sims, you're trying to mirror two different or merge two different styles together, and having a more neutral palette kind of does that. Of course, if both Sims are very kind of colorful people, you'd have much more of a colorful bedroom. But I think even in real life, when you have two different personalities and you're putting together a bedroom or putting together shared space, you kind of keep it a little bit neutral. Now I moved on to the bathroom. I did forget to put a window and a toddler a toddler potty, which is kind of funny since at the beginning of the video I talked about how I didn't have one, but I did put it in before I uploaded this build to the gallery. At this point, I did decide to go ahead and put a washer and dryer. I know a lot of people don't like playing with washer and dryers, but I love it. I know it's weird. I hate doing laundry in real life, but I just think it's fun to have. It helps if you have kids up their responsibility when they do laundry, so that helps. I did remember to put in a trash can, which trash cans, toddler potties, and the little heating and air thing, I forget those all of the time, so I was really proud that I remembered to put a trash can. And just because of budget, I decided to go back outside and start working on the landscaping. I did fiddle with the entrance a little bit, as well as put down foundation, and I moved the roof line so that they were all even. And I believe I put down some stairs for the back steps as well. And I tried to put a roof above the entryway, but it made the space feel really tight. So I went ahead and I used this little base game cover. I wish it came solid instead of having the slants, because if it was raining, you'd still get rained on a little bit. And because I wanted the space to not feel so tight, I did pull that out a little bit more. And as I said, I just start working on landscaping. I love using this tree. I think I use it in every build. I'm not the best at landscaping, but I have found I like to put those low-lying plants that are base game down first and then kind of build on top of those. Another thing, if you're working with a small budget, if you size up your plants, they fill up the space so much more, so you don't have to use as many plants. And it just looks really full and lush. I love those hedges. I think I use those hedges in every single build, because again, they make the space feel really lush, and it's a great landscaping tool. If you're not the best at landscaping, I think using those hedges just makes the build look very put together. Here I am just adding some more flowers. And this is when I decided that I didn't like the bay window, so I decided to put this window in from Get to Work. It does look kind of commercial and industrial, but I think it fit the build a lot better. And I use this fencing. I believe it's from Perfect Patio. I love that fencing. It just looks so modern and so chic. And as you see, I'm putting more of those hedges up. I think it fills in the space more. It doesn't look like the side doesn't look so dead. I decided to go ahead and take that tile out and use this gravel terrain paint just because it looked more realistic. And I put down a little flamingo, because you gotta have a flamingo, as well as a bird feeder from, I believe it's from Backyard Stuff Pack. And here I use the toddler lights, or the toddler stuff pack lights. And I believe that grill is also toddler stuff pack. And then I put down a get-together patio furniture and the little base game lounger that we recently got, and the Seasons kiddie pool, which both kids and adults can use. So I put that there. Backyard's pretty simple. There is some dead space behind the kiddie pool. I thought about putting a bee box, but I don't know. I was worried that kids and toddlers might get stung by it. Let me know if that could happen. I've never had a bee box with kids in the household. Here you go. I'm putting some more skill building items. The chess table, and then I decided to switch up the kitchen table because it just didn't fit now that the build was so much more colorful. Those black and beiges didn't fit. And here I'm starting to just sort of decorate the build a little bit more with more wall decorations and plants. It's funny that I add plants to my builds because, you know, I can't keep a plant alive. I'm surprised I can keep my cat alive. I love using that clown wall art. I never really use it that much. I'm putting up curtains. I love those season curtains. They're probably my favorite in the game. I started to go with a more colorful wall decoration for the bedroom, and then I remembered, no, I want to kind of keep it neutral. And here I am just kind of figuring out what else I need. I put some more curtains up in the living room. And I believe we're almost done. I put that gaming unit there, just some more skill building items. I put some more clutter in the kitchen. Some more artwork, mostly base game. I think that fruit is, I want to say it's Get Together. It could be Cool Kitchen, but I feel like it's a Get Together. I put that basket. I love putting that basket because it makes you feel like they're little extra blankets. I have blankets on every surface of my living room. And I put some more skill building items for the toddlers. Yeah, just adding a few more art decorations. I did decide to put in a backsplash to that kitchen, which you'll see me do here in a second. I put some brick from Spa Day up on the back. I felt that would be realistic, but once again, we're towards the end of the video. Please like, comment, and if you haven't subscribed, my name is Cece. I promise never to break your game. Thanks for watching. Bye.